Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Tranq, and we're playing the Monster Hunter World Beta. So what we're going to show you here in this video is how to capture a monster, and this is something that's going to be essential to learn because when you get into the main game, there will be hunts that require that you capture the monster instead of kill it. So the way you do that is once the monster is sufficiently weakened, normally you'll see that they'll be limping or they'll go to their hiding spot and go to sleep. So once they're weak enough to be captured, you get them into a trap, whether that be a pitfall or a shock trap, and then you throw 2 Tranq bombs on them. It's always at least 2. So yeah, what we're going to show you here is that, well, first of all, you don't have Tranq bombs in your item box, so I'm actually going to have to go out into the map and gather the materials for the Tranq bombs. I'm just going to fast forward through it until you see where they are, but the ingredients for Tranq bombs in World are parashrooms and sleep herbs. So parashrooms are, they're yellow mushrooms, and sleep herbs are these plants with like blue poof balls on them. So my footage glitched a little bit, so I lost a little bit of that. But yeah, so you saw me just find the sleep herb, and I combined to get 2 Tranq bombs. So now I'm going to go off to hunt a monster to weaken it sufficiently. Okay, and you'll want to be careful about what traps you use. It looks like in World, the traps get set a lot faster now, so there's a little bit less of a worry there. But there are some monsters that are immune to either shock traps or pitfall traps, depending on like just certain conditions. So you'll want to be careful about that. And then digging monsters like Diablos, they can destroy traps by digging them out, so we have to be careful about that. But generally, just I think the biggest challenge of capturing a monster is being careful not to kill it by accident, because if you do that, obviously the monster will be dead instead of captured. And especially when it comes to capture quests, if you kill the monster by accident, the capture quest will be failed. Okay, I guess. Okay, so the Geratotus is dead. I I managed to kill it by accident. I guess I was doing a little too well when I was fighting it. So shit. All right, so I guess we're gonna have to run off and find the broth, because I'm not gonna be able to weaken the Diablos in the 10 minutes we have left. So. Alright, so I'm just gonna fast forward through all of this nonsense. Just like all the crazy wandering around I was doing when I was looking for the broth, but oh, there it is. And finally. Okay, so we just found our other monster, so I'm gonna start engaging it, and as soon as it's sufficiently weakened, I'll show you how the capture process is done. So when you're... yeah, so I'm just poking the crap out of the broth here, and its weak point is actually its hands, which is a really small hitbox, but and also his really hard head is guarding those hands, so you have to be very careful not to bounce on the head because of that. And I think I might have used one of my traps against the broth already. Yeah, I used the pitfall trap, forgetting that I was trying to capture him. But yeah, so in this game, traps serve 2 purposes. One is to just keep the enemy locked down so you can get free hits on them, and the other one is to actually capture them at the end of the quest. So you can use them for both. Yeah, I've had friends who thought that traps were only for capturing monsters. They didn't know that they were basically a combat tool as well. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so the broth is now limping, and it's gonna run off to sleep, I guess. So I'm gonna get my shock traps ready, and then I'm gonna After I get it trapped in the shock trap, I'm gonna like throw some Tranq bombs on it. Yeah, and the horrible thing about traps is you can only place one, and if the monster leaves the area, your trap is basically wasted. But a good thing about World is if you walk over to your trap and press circle, you can actually disable it. And that way you can go off and place a different trap. Okay, so it looks like the broth has stopped, and we're going to place our shock trap, and as fast as we can go over to the Tranq bombs. I just use them with square, and there, he is captured.
All right, you completed the quest.
Okay, so you see he is not dead, and he's not carable, he just went to sleep. So, yeah, and and you can still bounce off of him, so like it's still plenty alive. But anyway, guys, that is how you trap and capture monsters in Monster Hunter World. Hopefully you have found this helpful, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. But I think that'll be it for now. We'll see you next time.